On today's repair video, we're going to look at this John Deere X350, which is missing the whole right side of the hood, but that's not what we're here for. This customer brought it in, said that there's like no power to the switch or something like that, so we got to diagnose that. She wants to put some new anti-scout wheels on the deck, at least on the front, because those are worn out really bad. And just a general servicing, make sure everything's good for the season on it. So we might have our work cut out here a little bit. We're going to see what is going on with this machine. Hopefully we can bring it back to life here next. So I've got this hood off, and there isn't, like I said, there's no power to the switch. First off, the battery is from January of 2018. I can see it on the sticker down there. So the first order of business is get all this corrosion off here, and then we're going to replace the battery, put a new battery in it, and guys, hopefully that's everything that this thing's going to need. I'm not completely sure. We'll take a look at, I don't know how many hours are on it or anything, so I'm sure, like I said, we're going to change the oil and all that stuff in it. Air filter wise, the pre-filter's in pretty rough shape. Probably, yeah, it's probably time to change the air filter on it as well. And like I said, we got to do the anti-scout wheels and the oil. I don't know what the oil situation looks like. It's full, but it's pretty dark. And then our blades, I'll check those while we're here. The seat's got a couple tears in it, but usually I see them much worse than this. Oh wow, yeah, we got to put some blades on it. I don't think I've got any of those for the X350 here. I'll check my stash, but I may have to order some. That'll be the last thing that we do. Obviously, we got to line the deck up and all that good stuff. This thing's been run pretty hard from what it looks like. They did send me, in that box there, an ignition switch. So, worst case, if it's the ignition switch, which I don't think it is, I think we're going to put a battery in it first. So, that's what I'm going to do. We'll see if that gives us any life on this machine. Alright, so new battery in, and like I thought, we have lights on the dash now. 636 hours, voltage is in a good spot, decent amount of gas in it. I'm going to hit the park brake and see if it will turn over. It may have just have a starter solenoid problem. It may not have any issues, I'm not sure. Sometimes these things get dropped off and they're just like, get it ready for the season. So I think this is what's going on. Let's see what happens here. So I need to source some blades, but I just want to show y'all that, you know, stuff gets dropped off, and it could just be like things that are very easy to fix, which is good. And luckily, because I thought this may be a starter solenoid, it's just a dead battery. So, you know, you never know what you might get into with working on lawn equipment. So, next order of business, air filter, mower deck, grease all that stuff up, find me some blades, replace those, and we'll give it a good cleaning for her, check all the other belts and stuff like that. Let's see. Drive belt. It's got 636 hours on it, so Yeah, I'm gonna feel the drive belt. I feel some roughness in the transmission drive belt, so I'm gonna get one of those ordered. Get some blades ordered. Change the air. I'm gonna go ahead and do the oil and the air filter. I'll go ahead and get new anti-scalp wheels as well for this so that they're ready to go. So just a good sprucing up is all this one needs. New blades on. I think they're going to cut a lot better than the old ones. What do y'all think? So yeah, they're ready to go. Last thing we've got to do to this, actually there's a couple things. Before I put the mower deck back on, I got to replace these anti-scalp wheels. These just get rough over the course of time. So they're getting replaced. And yeah, so, and then really the more involved thing is down here we got to put the transmission belt on, which isn't terrible once you get all the stuff off of it. I'm going to actually double check everything just to make sure that it really needs it. It felt like it was missing chunks and had cracks and stuff in it. And while I've already this far doing all this stuff, I really don't want to see this mower aside from getting oil changes and stuff. So we're going to do that. Put these scalp wheels on, and hopefully be in business. Hopefully I've got bolts that work for these. If not, I can make some work, and should be good. So yeah, taking these mower decks off though is a little bit, you have to wrestle with them a little bit. The rear mounts do not like to come off of the brackets over here, so you got to manage that. And then you have these two in the front, which just set on right there. A couple clips you take off, you can get that off pretty easily. I did that first. Release the tension on the deck belt here, right there, off of the primary deck belt, and that's all you need to take off the PTO. These belts are 5/8 belts. They do have a little bit of wear and tear on them. They look like they had been replaced relatively recently though, so I don't know if they're just Amazon belts. They're delaminating a little bit. But I think they got another season left in them, and we'll take care of that later. And like I said, I'll check the drive belt, make sure it's all right. We'll replace that if necessary as well. And hopefully, and the anti-scalp wheels, which is just a couple of nuts and bolts. So let me get y'all into here and show you how we're going to do this. I don't know if it's my first time doing a 350. I know I've done some 300s and stuff before, but for the drive belt. But it looks like what we could do is relieve the tension on the tensioner pulley here, or we may be able to just kind of round the belt off of this so that we can get it off. That spring appears to be, where is that spring? Right here in the back. So you're going to access it from the rear back here. Let's get back there and show you where it is. It's actually right there. So you can access it from there, pull it out, and relieve your tension. Now, one thing you are going to have to do is take off these tie rod ends right here. You could either, if you can get enough slack, sometimes I just take them off of the front and roll the belt around those. You got to get them underneath the steering sector here where the teeth are, and then we have to work it back through. So the front of the belt's going to come around the tie rod ends, over the steering sector, and back through here. So we don't have to do anything with the steering shaft or anything like that. That looks like what we've got to do after we take this belt off, or after we take the spring off back there. We relieve the tension. We're going to get it off of this rear pulley and these two middle pulleys so that we can pull it up through the front here for the drag links. You can either take them off, like I said, right here. I'm probably going to take them off right here because it's a little bit better access. And then we just take the belt off. There are some cracks and splits and stuff in here that need to be addressed, so that's why it's coming off and we're getting it replaced. And I will go ahead and take care of that. It's hard to film down here. I just wanted to show you the process of taking this off. So here's the old drive belt out. As you can see, it's probably the original belt. Got a bunch of cracks and stuff. It's ready to go, wear spots, and all of that good stuff. What I was talking about with taking off these drag links is just a 17 on the bottom and a 15mm wrench on the top. They were on the inside holes. What I did is, again, you have to feed the belt through these drag links right here so you can get it up top. You have to get it around this. If you take these drag links off right here, it makes it easy. You can get it off the rear pulley first, is what I did after I released the tension on the tensioner pulley with that spring in the back like I showed you. Use some pull rope on the back side of that spring back there to give you extra leverage. You can kind of see I've got it right there, and that'll give you leverage to put it back. It hooks in right here, and then I was just able to run the belt around these pulleys. I didn't have to loosen them or anything. Those are the last two pulleys I put the belt on when I put it on, and then it runs again up through here. You have to kind of twist it around or get it around the top part of this mechanism, and it's a little tight right here as well, and a little tight right there. You have to push the spring back a little bit, but make sure it's all on your pulleys. You don't have to take the PTO clutch off, which is a huge plus because a lot of mowers you do. And we're on now. I'm going to put the spring back, get the mower deck back on, which again is just the 3 mounting points, the 2 on the side and the 1 in the front. Use the wrench to get the wrench in order to get everything back on for your 3/8 socket ratchet over there, to get the belt back on, the primary deck belt back on, so that you can release the tension and then tension it back up. And then we should be done with this machine here very, very shortly, which is very good. So we got a little bit of rain, but I got the mower deck back on. These mower decks are some of the hardest to take on and off. It's hard because you're fighting the spring, the alignment spring, and then to get the rear mounts on. And so you got to like a little bit of combination of pulling, literally pulling the lever back here, right here, and trying to work it with either a jack or with your hand, or trying to get it in the hole. But it's in, also adjusted. There's some deck adjustment points here on the front. You just have to adjust them up because it was raked down like that, and level the deck on each side. There's a tool that goes into these, under the seat, that goes into these holes right here to level the deck on each side. Just make sure that your tires are up to the proper pressure when you do that, so that you have a nice level deck. New blades, new transmission belt. Next time I service this, I'm going to put deck belts on it. They have a little bit of wear on them, but they're 5/8 belts. They should be fine for the season, and that should be it. So it's a little rainy out here, but I'm going to put y'all back here, show you that it drives. You don't realize how much better a mower drives until you actually like put a new transmission belt on it. So we did that, or I did that, and this thing drives like butter now, which is awesome. So let's see. I just gotta plug the PTO switch back in. Let me do that very quickly while I'm here. Because I thought I was gonna have to take off the clutch, and I obviously did not, which is good. We can put this clip back in. Alright, we're straight now. Let's try this out. Does seem like it took a second for the blades to kick on, but could be just the way that it is on this. I'm going to lower the deck, hit the blades one more time here. Just wanted to make sure. It sounds like it's doing better now. May have just been where I took them off and did all that good stuff. Obviously, I don't know what happened here. The brackets are all messed up. They asked about a hood. I'm like, you can't get one for more than about $400, maybe even more than that for an X350. So yeah, I know it doesn't look very good, but man, these things will kick on, roll on forever. Even with just some little maintenance. This one probably hadn't been maintained for a while, and it's getting the TLC that it needs to hopefully last a little bit longer, and we're all done. So there we go, guys. The X350 is done. What all do we do to this thing? Oil change, blades, transmission belt, anti-scout wheels. So quite a bit into this, but they wanted to get it all done, taken care of, so they're ready to go for the season. Again, over 600 hours, still cruising along. Obviously, this hood is not in very good shape. It looks like it had an impact at some point and needs to be really replaced. But what John Deere hood on a lawn tractor does not need to be replaced aside from like the Lowe's models? They all do, it seems. Either way, we're done. Hopefully these tips in this video y'all found helpful as I got this back going. On to the next one, guys. It is full blown up in here right now, and we'll get the next repair in and out hopefully fairly quickly. Thanks again. Any parts I've used, I'm going to put it in the description below, as long as common parts that you may have to replace on an X350 as well. The 48-inch deck version here, I'll make sure that those parts are in the description if you have a 48-inch deck. And that should hopefully work just fine for you. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for all the support as always. I'll catch y'all on the next small engine repair.